What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. We're diving back into more craft beer per usual, and it's coming from Bellwoods Brewery. This is the Purple Paisley, 7% ABV, and it is an IPA. I don't know much about this brewery. I only had one other beer from them, and it was this year. It was coming from M4 Distribution. Wouldn't be able to get that beer without them. Again, Bellwoods Brewery. This is a product of Canada, brewed and packaged by Bellwoods Brewery, Toronto, Canada, imported by Remarkable Liquids. It's strange. I don't know anything really about this brewery. I just happened to see this and I thought, hey, let's review it. This would be my second beer from them, so I thought, why not? I think Joe at the Beer Patrol really likes this brewery, but again, he knows a lot more about beer than I'll ever know. That's just a fact. So shout out to Joe at the Beer Patrol. We'll go follow him if you don't. He'll tell you a hell of a lot more about beer than I will. So again, we're going to dive in. This will be the second thing I've had from Bellwoods, and let's investigate. It's packaged on, unfortunately, May 21st of 24, so this is a little over 3 months old. I'm not thrilled about that. This was just brought in, so I don't know. It must have been sitting in the warehouse. I'm not sure that I see these guys in very many places, so again, more specialty, especially in the northern Michigan region. So, you know, that's just kind of what it is, and we have to deal with it. So, a little over 3 months old. Let's dive into the Poor Michigan glassware, even though it is not a Michigan beer. So, it is hazy. And I think the last beer I had from them was a lighter hazy beer, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what it was called. But this one is indeed similar and or heavier than the last one, because I think this has more ABV and a little bit more grit and ground to it. Looks good, looks golden yellow, a little bit on the lighter end of the spectrum, a little bit of creamy head sitting on top, dissipating fairly quickly. It didn't feel like the can was like real firm, you know. I didn't get a good pop off the top, so low to medium carbonation stream to the top. Let's get an aroma. Surprisingly, still smells pretty good. It smells like a wheat and oat beer mixed together. Again, I don't know jack shit about this beer. It smells like M43. It smells like a wheat meets New England style in a way. It smells like it's like made with oats, potentially. Maybe it is. It smells fruity, very citrusy, stone fruity, peachy, stone fruit nectarine, cantaloupe. Maybe a touch tropical. It smells like light grassy herbal notes. Touch floral vegetal. It's actually like, it's got this like bready maltiness that's really on the sweeter end of the spectrum. It comes across with the bright notes that kind of accompany it. It's quite fruity without being too ridiculously sweet on the nose, but we'll dive in, guys. We'll see what this beer really is, because again, I really don't know anything about it, but it looks good for 7%. Let's dive in. Bellwoods Purple Paisley. Cheers. It's still fruity. I mean, like, it, you know, there's mandarin oranges, there's a little bit of cantaloupe and peach and nectarines. That's definitely where I'm going to lean. I'm going to stick with that. A touch tropical. A little bit of like grassy pepper on the back end, just blending into the slight bit of bitterness that balances out the sweetness in the front and middle. It actually rounds out pretty nicely for as sweet and fruity as it is in the front and middle. It does kind of tail it off at the back end, reels you in with a little bit of bitterness. It's not chewy, but it's like citrus velvety. Again, I feel like it tastes a little bit thicker, but it's quite drinkable. Like, I feel like it does have like the wheat / oat meets New England style, like all kind of put together. But it is still on the lighter end of the spectrum compared to some of the other New England styles in the category. So, is this good? I think so. I would really like this fresh. I think it's really fruit forward. Again, I think I'm leaning on like cantaloupe, nectarines, peaches, and I think I do get a little bit of like tangerine and orange in here as well. There's a little bit of that citrus, maybe some slight sweet lemon, and then there is that little like pepper grass bitterness on the back end to kind of reel it all in. Maybe a touch of floral, maybe, but not much if there is. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually quite good. It's got a little bit of high acidity too, so it feels like there's a little bit of like wow, mixing words together. Papaya and pineapple kind of put together. It's adding to like some sort of acidity on the back end. Don't know if it's from the citrus or if it's from tropical, but either way, a little bit of acidity and a little bit of bitterness, kind of to reel it all in on the end, guys. It's a good beer. I really would like this fresh. I feel like this is held up very well for 3 months old. And again, it's very bright and fruity, aromatic. The taste kind of follows suit, and again, it comes off a little bit more drinkable for as sweet and fruity as it is. So, I mean, I think this is a really good beer. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very tasty beer. And it doesn't feel like it's bombarded with hops like some New England style beers are. Like, I feel like they throw so many hops in it that it's like you're chewing on a pine cone, you're chewing on grass, you're just chewing on yeast, and I like, this doesn't have that, and that's what I kind of like about it. It's giving me the New England things that I like, and then it's giving me just normal like lager wheat vibes on the back end, kind of reeling you in a little bit with a little bit of bitterness. It's good. I like this beer. I'd love to try it fresh. It's definitely worth the $5 a can that you're going to pay for it. Not bad at the end of the day. So I like this with no real knowledge. I think this is actually a great beer. And I think this brewery is quite good. So I want to do some more investigation. You guys tell me, what do you think of Bellwoods? Apparently they're pretty good. It's maybe the general consensus, but I like what I've gotten so far. So as for a rating, one last look here. It just keeps like, there's like kiwi, lychee, passion fruit kind of thing in there too. It's a fruit bomb. 4.2 out of 5. Like, I feel like this could be even better fresh. Like, I feel like this could be like a 4.4, 4.5 beer, potentially fresh. But 4.2 out of 5, no slouch, guys. Purple Paisley, thank you so much for being here. Till next time, cheers, pros, yamas.